Hello, and welcome to episode 10 of the Sarah Seams podcast. Hello, and welcome to episode 10. Can't believe we're already on episode 10 of the Sarah Seams podcast. My name is Sarah. I'm the maker here at this channel. I'm coming to you from Columbus, Ohio, where I live with my partner Troy and our cats Alex and Moo. And this is where I talk all about my crafty projects, so mostly knitting, but also some sewing and a little bit of quilting sprinkled in, and whatever else I'm working on. You can find me on Instagram at I'm lying to you. You can find me on Instagram at You can find me on Instagram at Sarah_Seams. I'll put it on the screen. You can find me on Ravelry at Sarah Ribble, also on the screen. And I have a big episode for you today. It's been 2 full weeks since I last recorded, and I've been very busy. I've been making a lot, I've been traveling a lot, so I have lots to share with you, and I'm going to be doing a giveaway at the end of the episode. So stay tuned till the end if you're interested in participating in that. I'm gonna jump right in to finished objects and also tell you about what I'm wearing. So my first finished object and what I'm wearing is my outline tee by Jessie May. Let me stand up so you can see it. It's so cute, I love it. So this is, like I said, the outline tee by Jessie May, and I used the suggested yarn, which is Ritual Dyes Undine. It's a cotton linen blend, and you can see it has like really beautiful drape and movement. This color is Jewel Weed. It's a really pretty like red orange. And the cool thing about this design is the drop stitch detail. So you can see it has that along the neckline in the front, the sleeve in the side, and then it's also on the back as well. So honestly, I love how this turned out. I think I made this size 4 or 5. The one thing I would change, if anything, is next time I might make it a little bit shorter. I kind of wish it was a little bit more of a true crop top, like maybe here. But I'm gonna try wearing it and outfitting it and see how I like it. Like I think it would be cute with like a little French tuck. So yeah, I'm gonna try wearing it at this length, and if I find it's not working for me, I might go back in and do a little bit of sweater surgery and try and pick this up a little bit. But for now, I'm really liking it. This yarn is awesome. It was my first time working with it. I didn't have a hard time knitting with it. I know some people have a hard time with like cellulose, like plant-based fibers, being hard on their hands, but I really liked it. It's very cool-handed, it's very soft, and after blocking it just evened out beautifully. And now I have my first finished summer knit. And on my last episode, I was talking about how I was taking this as one of my road trip projects, and I did get a lot of work done on it, but I didn't finish it until I got home last week. But yeah, I did manage to finish it. I feel like I'm going to be wearing it a lot this summer. I'm trying to introduce more color into my wardrobe this year, and this is my second like orangey red kind of piece that I've added, and I'm really liking this color for this season. So yeah, that's my outline tee by Jessie May. Sorry, there's some really bright sun coming in. It's an absolutely beautiful day here. It's really starting to look like spring. All the trees have leaves. It's just the sun is shining. It's lovely. And if I didn't already say, today is Sunday, April 16th. So yeah, that's my first finished object and what I'm wearing. My next couple of finished objects are sewing, and I'm just gonna show them because they're very simple. The first one is a t-shirt dress. The pattern is by Juliana Martaevs. I made the largest printed size, but they will draft a custom size if you're interested, up to any size, which is great. And I spoke a little bit more about this in my spring sewing plans video that I posted a couple of weeks ago. So if you're interested in hearing more about this, either of these finished sewing objects specifically, or my spring sewing plans in general, I would direct you to that video, and I will put a link up here somewhere if you're interested in that. But yeah, I used this really nice navy and white striped organic cotton jersey from Blackbird Fabrics to just make a super simple t-shirt dress. It has a really cute drop shoulder, and it's a little bit longer than knee length. Very, very simple, quick, easy sew. And this jersey is like super lightweight and really nice to wear. It's very cool. So yeah, that's my first sewing FO. Wore this one on vacation in Savannah, and it was perfect. It was very hot down there, so it was great for that. And the next two are bodysuits. So this is the Rowan bodysuit by Megan Nielsen. And I have to make the largest size in this. I would love to see a larger size range. I don't know if maybe they sell it as a separate pattern, but I'll explain more in a minute. I'm gonna have to make some changes to these to really get them to fit me. So here's the bodysuit. It's just a little t-shirt bodysuit. And the pattern is nice. It comes with a lot of different options. It has like a V-neck, a crew neck, and a turtleneck, and then there's like 2 different sleeve options, and you can either make it as the bodysuit or as a t-shirt. So I made the crew neck short sleeve version, and I have navy. This is medium weight bamboo rib knit from Blackbird Fabrics in navy, and then I also made one in black. They're exactly the same, so I'm just gonna show the navy one. This, I'm gonna have to make some changes to these. So the crew neck is very tight. It's like really, it kind of feels like it's choking me. So I'm gonna basically cut off the neckband to bring it out, draft a new neckband, and sew a new neckband on to give me a little more space around the neck. And then the sleeves are also a little bit shorter than I'd like and a little too tight. So I'm going to rip out the sleeves and add some width and length to the sleeves as well. And the body is also a little bit snug, but I don't think that'll bother me as much after I fix the neckline and the sleeves. So yeah, these need a little bit of surgery, but knits are quick and easy, so that shouldn't be too bad. One modification I did make on the leg opening, it calls for a 1/4 inch elastic, but I didn't have any. I ran out and I didn't realize, and I only had 1/4 inch swim elastic, like rubber, and I used that instead, and it actually works great. Like, these have really good retention. It's not exposed or anything. So yeah, I did use swim rubber elastic in these instead. And then for the gusset, they have this nice like woven cotton lining, and then you sew snaps in. So yeah, it's a nice pattern. I'd love to see the fit a little bit refined for the larger sizes. I feel like the grading isn't great for the larger sizes. So yeah, I'm gonna do a little surgery on these because I think there'll be like really great wearable basics for me once I fix them. So yeah, those are my sewing FOs. Now I have lots of socks, lots of finished socks to show you. So where to begin? Okay, so I feel like I've talked about these in every episode of the podcast so far, and these were also my other road trip knitting project. So I've been working on this set of socks for Troy, and my goal was to make 3 pairs of socks out of 2 skeins of yarn that I picked up a few months ago when I was in Chicago from Yarnify. And let me show you the first pair I finished a while back. It's these 3x1 ribbed socks. The yarn is from 3 Irish Girls. It's their Adorn Luxe base, and this is the color Desert Turquoise. So that was the first pair. And then the second pair I finished is the same yarn, but it's in one of their variegated versions, and this is the color Savannah, and these are 2x1 rib knit. So those are the first 2 pairs. And then I designed a pair of socks called the Savannah socks to go with these as the third pair to use up the leftover yarns, and I finished those on the road trip. So this is my next FO, and look at that. So now we have a nice solid pair, a nice colorful pair, and these fun stripy Savannah socks to go with them as the 3. So the 3 are done. Troy will be happy. He can finally have them. He's been wanting them for ever since I've started working on them. And now that you've seen them, he can finally have them. So let me show you a little bit more the Savannah socks, which, like I said, this was my first original sock design, and it is now available on Ravelry as a free pattern. So if you're interested, head over to Ravelry and you can download these as a free pattern. So yeah, it has a 2x2 rib leg with these chunky stripes, and then it has a heel flap and gusset with a French heel, and these fun little stripes on the foot, and then the toe is a solid color as well. So yeah, it uses up, there's 3 sizes available in the pattern, and the smallest size takes about 26 grams of yarn per color. The largest size is about 30. So I intentionally designed it to use up sock leftovers. So you need it's about 50-50. So like one is technically the main color and one is the contrast, but it's really about equal usage. And yeah, so I hope you'll all head over to Ravelry and download this free pattern. It's been downloaded a lot of times already, and it was one of the debut pattern, like spotlight patterns. So that was really, really exciting. I'm glad to see that it's being well received. You know, it's very simple. Sometimes I wonder if like something this simple like really needs a pattern, but then I remember that like I enjoy patterns like that myself too. So yeah, my first published pattern is very exciting. Like I said, free to download. So hope you'll all head to Ravelry and get yourself a copy. And that leads me into my last sock FO, because I decided to test all 3 sizes of the Savannah sock before releasing it, and my friend Jess actually tested it as well. So her version's really cute. It's like bright coral and like this really speckly yarn. But yeah, I wanted to test all 3 sizes. So my last knitting FO, which I also worked on my trip as my other road trip knitting, is the large size of the Savannah socks. And for these, I really wanted to use more than 2 colors. So there's actually 4 colors here. So there's the purple, which is kind of my main color. That's Retrosario Pomar Mondine. And then the coral and the yellow and the lighter purple are all minis I received actually from a giveaway. I won them in a giveaway, and they're from Charming You, and they're really cute. So I just wanted to knit something like really springy and Eastery and kind of fun. And I'm gonna be gifting these to a friend of mine because they're a little bit too big for me, but they did turn out really cute. So that's the largest size. And then just to show them all, this was the small sample. Excuse me, I have the hiccups. This was the small sample of the Savannah socks, the medium, and the large. So yeah, this was super fun to design these and test them and knit them. I feel like I've knit a ton of socks in the past, like month and a half, so I'm definitely slowing my roll. I have more socks on the needles, but I'm not like in a hurry about them or anything. So yeah, Savannah socks, yay, very fun. And sorry, I'm checking my notes here. Yeah, those are all of my finished objects for the week. So now we'll move on to whips. All right, so whips. I feel like I normally have like 5 or 6 whips to show you all, but today I only have 2. I feel like I was working really hard to finish my outline tee. It was a little bit more knitting left than I anticipated. This one had been hibernating over the fall and the winter, and when I pulled it back out, I think I had finished all the body and one of the front panels. So I was like, oh, I just have to do the other front panel and the back and the sleeves, no big deal. And the other front panel went really fast, but the back took a long time, a lot longer than I anticipated, because the back panel's knit flat and it's quite a lot of stitches, like for like 8.5 inches back and forth, you know, and then there's some finishing and the ribbing on the sleeves. So yeah, it did take a little bit longer than I anticipated, but I'm really glad that I just like buckled down and finished it, because now I have this great summer top. But that doesn't mean I don't have as many whips to show you today. So like I said, the first one is socks, of course. I have to cast on another pair immediately. And they are living in my, this little bag I made a while back, which is the ZW Stash bag designed by Baguettes. And this is the smallest size. It's a zero waste pattern, which is kind of cool. If you have a little bit of fabric, you can make one of these guys. It has really cute details, like these little like knotted straps. So after knitting, you know, so many versions of the Savannah socks, and just a lot of ribbing, I was really kind of craving like a vanilla sock. And so that's what I've cast on, but it's still kind of fun because it's self-striping. So a while back, I've been trying to find a self-striping yarn that I really like. And so a while back, I decided to try Nomadic yarns, and I ordered this. Sorry, this cake's kind of messy, but this is their twisty sock base, and the colorway is Knit Folk. So you can see I'm not very far on this yet. I'm just taking my time with it. Like I said, just a couple rows here and there whenever I want something small to work on. So I did about 2 inches of a 2x2 rib cuff, and then I'm gonna do a 6-inch leg, the total stockinette, like from the cast on to the heel, or total stockinette, 6 inches, 6-inch in total, including the ribbing. But yeah, this color is Knit Folk, and it's really pretty. So it's stripes of like a taupe, and then there's like a darker, warmer purple. There's a teal, like a light green, this kind of grayish blue, and then this lime green, which is really fun. So yeah, I haven't used self-striping yarn in like, since I really started knitting again. The first pair of socks I ever tried to knit was a self-striping yarn, and I never finished them. So maybe, I guess when I started knitting again, I was like, oh, maybe I don't like self-striping yarn, but I do. It's really fun. And after knitting so many actual stripes in the Savannah socks, it's kind of fun to just let the yarn do the work for you. So yeah, I've been enjoying these so far. This yarn is really nice. It's very like, I don't want to say dense, but it has like a nice body to it. It has a pretty high nylon content. I want to say it's like 25% or 20%. And usually sometimes I find that's a little sticky and hard to work with, but this is really nice. Again, this is their twisty sock base. So yeah, that's all I have on those for now, but a little bit of a palette cleanser sock project. The other thing I've been working on a lot is my next whip, and that is my Yoon sweater designed by November Knits. So let me see if I can, sorry, there's like needles everywhere. All right, so I've made quite a bit of progress on this, and I'm loving how it's turning out. It's a little bit hard to show, but I did finish the in the round section of the body. So I finished the yoke, and it has this nice double folded neckband in 2x2 rib, and then it has these really pretty rib detail in the raglan increases. So then you knit I knit about 3.5 inches of stockinette in the round for the body, and then you split the hem and you knit these really long 2x2 rib panels for the front and the back. And I can put a picture in of what the design looks like, because I feel like maybe I'm not like explaining it well. But yeah, so I finished the in the round section of the body, and I started on the front panel. And I've probably got like, I don't know, 5 inches. I'm not sure how long I'm gonna knit it to yet, but you can see I'm making some good progress here. So I'll probably knit, I don't know, another 6 inches or so at least, and then see how I like it. I wanted where the ribbing starts to hit me right at my natural waist, which it looks like it's going to. And then it splits and you have the long panels in the front and the back. I love this yarn. This yarn is Durium Natra Gilead, which is their worsted weight. It's so plush and soft. I really love it. The color is Cacao, which is one of their newer colors. It's this really pretty rich brown. And I've been kind of working on this just because a lot of my other whips right now are color work, or they're like really warm in my hands when I work on them. And now that it's warming up outside, I'm just not reaching for those like super like heavy woolly projects right now. So this one isn't, it's a woolly wool, it's warm, but it doesn't like make my hands sweaty or anything when I'm working on it. So yeah, I've been reaching for it a lot. And like I said, it's one color, so it's easy to just pick it up and work on it, especially now that it's just ribbing for days. So yeah, I feel like I'll keep chugging away on this one, but I really like how it's turning out so far. I'm excited to keep working on it. And I'd love to have it ready to go by like, honestly, I feel like I could wear this even in the summer inside if we've like got the AC cranked, you know, like, but especially like in the fall, I'm gonna wanna be wearing this a lot. So I would like to finish it over the summer, and I think it's not gonna take me that long. It's worsted weight, it's knitting up pretty quickly. I knit all of this ribbing in a couple of hours yesterday. So yeah, I feel like I can finish the ribbing and then just crank out the sleeves. Hopefully it won't take too much longer. So yeah, that and the outline tee and this and the socks are really what I've been working on. So yeah, hopefully I'll have more progress to show you all next time on some of my other knitting whips that you've seen recently. The last thing I'm just going to give a quick update on is my Omega quilt. So if you've seen the previous episodes, you've seen me talk about this quilt. It's a massive king size quilt that I'm working on, and I did finally start quilting it yesterday. It is just as intense as I expected it to be. It's just so huge and so heavy, so it's pretty slow going, and it's a bit of a workout, honestly, to quilt this thing on my home machine. But I am plugging away at it. I think I got about a quarter of it done yesterday. So I might work on that a little more today, but I am determined next time I record, that quilt is gonna be done because I need to start my next quilting project that I have to have finished by August 5th because it's for a friend's wedding gift. So yeah, quick update on my quilt. And that is actually it for my whips today, short and sweet. And next I'm going to talk about acquisitions, of which I have a lot this time. Because I tend to buy yarn as like a souvenir when I travel, and I've traveled twice since I last recorded, and I've also ordered a couple things for a few different projects. So there's a lot in this section this time. I'll do the giveaway right at the beginning of this section. So if you're interested in the giveaway, but you're not interested in all of the acquisitions, totally understand. That's not everyone's cup of tea. So I'll do the giveaway first. And then if you don't want to stay and watch for the acquisitions, totally understand. Thank you so much for watching. And I hope you'll come back in a couple of weeks. So let's get into the giveaway. Okay, so to celebrate 10 episodes and almost 300 subscribers, which is really exciting, I decided to do a giveaway. Like I said, I bought a lot of yarn when I was on my trips recently. I went to Savannah for a week, and I just recently went to Pittsburgh to visit a friend, and there's an amazing yarn store there in Pittsburgh, and I'll get into both of these later. But while I was there in Pittsburgh, I picked up a skein of sock yarn to do a giveaway because I figured I knit so many socks. Hopefully you enjoy knitting socks too, but if not, you could do something else with this. But I figured for my first giveaway, it has to be a sock yarn, right? So I picked up this really beautiful skein of Malabrigo Ultimate Sock. How pretty is that? It's just these super beautiful, soft jewel tones. I'd say the base is like a dark teal. And then it has these hits of coral and greens. It's really, really pretty. I love it. Like I said, this is Ultimate Sock. It's fingering weight, 420 yards, 385 meters, 100 grams, and it's 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, but it feels really soft. Like, I don't think it's gonna feel like sticky when you're working with it. And I believe the color is color 139 Potion. Yeah. It's really pretty. I love it. So I'm giving this away. If you are interested in winning this skein of yarn, what you need to do, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment below and tell me something you're working on right now. Any type of project, preferably like craft related, like knitting or sewing and whatever you're working on. But if you're not working on anything, it could also be like you baked something or you're working in your garden. Just tell me what kind of creative thing that you've been up to lately. And on the next episode, I will pick a random comment to be the winner. And I will announce that on the podcast episode. So from watching other knitting YouTubers, I know that there's been some scammers going around on giveaways. So I will announce the winner on the next episode, and then you will be responsible for contacting me. I will not be responding to any comments below this video saying you've won anything or asking you to contact me. So please be careful out there. Don't give your information to anyone. I won't be asking you for any personal information in the comments below. If you're the winner, I will announce it here, and then you will contact me via email. So please be careful out there, but I'm excited to be able to give this away. Open to anyone, anywhere in the world. I will cover the shipping, and I'm happy to do that. So yeah, I am excited to hear what you're all working on and read your comments and see what you knit up with this beautiful skein of Malabrigo sock. So that's the giveaway. And now I'm going to jump into the rest of my yarny acquisitions, and it is all yarn. So like I said, if you're not interested in this, thank you for being here, and I'll see you next time. If you are interested, I'm going to jump right in. So like I said, I've been traveling a lot. First, we went to Savannah, Georgia, which is such a beautiful city. One of my favorites in the country that I've been to. It's absolutely amazing. And I did have the chance to hop into a little yarn store down there called The Frayed Knot. It's so cute. It's very small, but they had a really great selection, and the people working in there were super friendly and helpful. And my goal for what I was looking for there was a sock yarn. So every summer, Sari Nordland, who's one of my favorite sock designers, hosts the Sari's Summer Sock Knit Along. And what it is you take 3 skeins of sock yarn and you make 4 socks. So 4 pairs of socks. So, and it's kind of like May, June, July, August, if I remember correctly. So that's coming up, and I knew it was coming up. So I had a couple of skeins in my stash that I know I wanted to use. And one is this, which is already caked up, but you can see it's this really pretty soft pink. And then it has like little pops of brown and gold, and there's even a little bit of like green and pink. And this is by the Backcountry Knitter. Let me see, I have the card in here, what the colorway is. Boop. It is, so yeah, the Backcountry Knitter. The color is Dusty Rose. And I purchased this from the Backcountry Knitter had a trunk show at one of my local yarn stores here called Yarn It and Dash. So I picked up that at some point last year, so I'm going to use that for one. And then the other one I'm going to use is this really pretty skein of Knitter's Homestead. The color is Moonstone. And I got this in someone's D-stash on Instagram that I saw. So, and these are both like twisty sock bases, so I'm gonna use these two. So I was looking for one more color to go with this, and that is what I picked up at the Frayed Knot in Savannah. And what I got is a local yarn from down there. So this is Ryan Yarn. Look how cute their little sheep logo is. And this color is called The Heart of Everything. It's hand dyed in Athens, Georgia. Also a twisty base. It's super pretty dark, like plummy, like copper color with a little bit of variation. It is 80% superwash wool, 20% nylon. And I feel like it really brings out those like little brown flecks in the pink yarn. So yeah, these are gonna be my 3 colors for Sari Summer Sock Knit Along, which hopefully she's doing again. I haven't seen any announcements about it. If not, I guess I'll just like make up my own. I'll just like pick some sock patterns and do it myself. But Yeah, and I feel like these are all really beautiful on their own, but I think they'd be really pretty striped together as well, or in some color work. So yeah, those are gonna be my summer sock knit along colors. And it's kind of giving Neapolitan ice cream, or like, I don't know, it's just giving like summery ice cream flavors, and I'm very into it. So yeah, that was my first purchase. Actually, that was my only yarn purchase in Savannah. The next one I'm gonna talk about, well, let's do all the travel related ones first, and then I have one more thing at the end. So this past, actually Friday, no, yesterday actually, I was in Pittsburgh visiting a friend who owns a shoe store, and 2 doors down from his shoe store is an amazing yarn store. It's called Yarns by Design. It's in Oakmont, which is a little suburb of Pittsburgh, and it's so good. It's such a good yarn store. They so I have the interchangeable Lucca driftwood needles, which I love, and none of the local yarn stores here carry the Lucca needle like interchangeable products, and this yarn store does. So I was able to get a couple more cables and a couple more needle tips, which I was running short on. So that was great. And they also just have an awesome selection of yarns. So I may or may not have bought a bunch of yarn. So the first thing I picked up was the sock yarn, the giveaway yarn actually, because I just was really drawn to these colors. And then I saw that they had a whole section of Noro. And I've never seen Noro in a yarn store before. They don't carry it in any of the local stores here. And I was just like so excited to try it. So I looked at all the different bases, and what I ultimately picked out was this. And this is, I forget the actual name of this, but it is the Cotton Silk Viscose Polyamide blend. So it's 50% cotton, 30% silk, 10% viscose, and 10% polyamide. This is 600 meters. So this is a 200 gram cake. Oh, I think the color is kakigori, which I'm sure I'm pronouncing wrong, but it says on the label, kakigori is a Japanese shaved ice dessert. And look at this color, it's amazing. So it's just this like, the base is like a fuchsia. I feel like it's coming across a little more pastel on the camera than it really is, but I want you to be able to see it. Hopefully it'll focus. So yeah, it's like a fuchsia, and then there's specks of like green and yellow and white and blue, and just all of these like amazing like candy ice creamy colors. And what I think I'm gonna make with this is a Tulsta tee. So Rebecca Chloe of the Craybea podcast is currently testing like a perfect little basic summer t-shirt, and I can't wait for it to come out, and I think I'm going to use this to make one because I feel like this yarn is so amazing to just have it in like a really cute like basic crop tee. I could wear it with so much, and this yarn is incredibly soft. I just can't get over how beautiful the colors are. It was so hard to pick. All the Noro stuff was so beautiful. But I'm excited to try this, and I knew I could get a tee out of this one cake of yarn. So, very excited about that. The other thing I got there, well, 2 things. I've been wanting to make some DK socks over the summer to have in the fall. I really only knit fingering weight socks, and I only have 1 extra skein of DK in my stash, and it wouldn't be appropriate for socks. So I picked up 2 really fun skeins of DK to make some DK weight socks. So the first one is Hedgehog Fibers, which their colors are just so amazing. I mean, when I saw this color, I was like, I have to buy that immediately. This one I think might not end up being socks. This is their Merino DK. I mean, just look at that color. Like, it's like a rich berry with this like stripe of periwinkle and these little, it's too much. It's so good. Like, it's so good. This is 100% merino, non-superwash. So I might knit house socks out of this, but I also might make like a hat or something because it's just so pretty. It's so pretty. This color is mulberry. So that's the first one. And then the second one, like, which again, I just couldn't resist the colors. This is Madeline Tosh, and the color is Kawaii. I mean, it just looks like cotton candy ice cream. Like, I guess I just have like an ice cream palette this summer. I don't know. It's like a light pink, and it has all of these really fun, like, neon colorful speckles in it. This one's definitely going to be socks for sure. This is Tosh DK. It's 100% superwash merino. Definitely going to be socks. So yeah, just a couple really fun skeins of DK. And okay, last two, but they're part of the same project, and there's a bit of a story. So a while back I knitted the Rhoda sleeveless top by Irene Lynn, and I love it. It's like a really cute little vest. And I've wanted to knit the jumper version, which I'll put a picture in so you can see. It's this amazing like cotton, like boxy pullover, and I feel like this would be great. Like, our office at work is very cold in the summer, so something like this I think would be great to wear into the office, because it's not going to be like a sweltering sweater, but it's enough to like keep you warm. So I really wanted to knit this in this off-white color, but unfortunately the yarn that it was designed with has been discontinued. I think it's like Stitch and Story cotton braid or something, and I was having a really hard time finding a substitute. So the first thing I ordered to try and duplicate this was some Knit Picks Cotton, which is a DK weight, but it matched the yardage to weight ratio of the Stitch and Story cotton braid like perfectly. This is the color Swan. It's just off-white. So yeah, this is 123 yards and 50 grams. And I think the Stitch and Story cotton braid was like 126 yards and 50 grams. So I thought this would totally work. However, I cast it on and I knit the first few rows, and I could quickly tell it was not going to work. Because the cotton braid yarn that this is designed in is almost like a chainette. It's described as an Aran weight. So it's much chunkier than my DK Cotton. So even though the weight, the yardage to weight ratio was the same, the structure of the yarn is quite different. So I now have 12 balls of this, but this is still a great summer yarn. It's 70% cotton, 30% linen, and I mean, you can never have enough like off-white summer tops in my opinion. So I will definitely be using this. I could probably get 2 other summer tops out of the amount of this that I have. So there might be another Tolsta tee or something in my future in this Cotton. I will definitely use it, so I am going to keep it. However, at Yarns by Design in Pittsburgh, I happened to stumble upon a perfect substitute. So I found this. This is Juniper Moon Farm Cumulus. Look at that. It is a dead match for the Stitch and Story cotton braid. So it's 94% cotton, 6% nylon, which was the exact same composition of that other yarn. And it's the exact same like yardage per weight. And it's described as a worsted weight, but I'm trying to get a strand out of here so you can see. It has the same structure as the cotton braid. So you can see it is a chainette, and it's quite a bit thicker than the Cotton. So yeah, if you see them next to each other, even though the weights of these are almost exactly the same, like these skeins weigh the exact same amount, but like look how much bigger this is. So I haven't cast this on again, but I'm gonna probably do that today. And I think the structure of this is gonna be perfect. So I did buy a Rhoda jumper quantity of this to cast that on. So I'm very excited to start that. I'm just into the summer knits right now. So all of my other wool projects are kind of on pause except for the Yoon sweater while I want to work on all of these like summer projects. So, okay, that is it. That was a lot of yarn. I really want to like reorganize my yarn stash in the near future. I have a big closet here in my sewing room, and I'd like to get some like square shelves in there to store my yarn. It's getting a little bit unruly out here. So I think that's in my future, and hopefully I'll be able to give you like a little sewing room tour at some point. But yeah, that is it for acquisitions. And I was just going to do a little bit of chat here at the end. So, excuse me. Yeah, as I've said, personal updates, just been traveling a lot. I have been sick, which was not fun. So Troy and I and a couple of our friends went on the trip to Nashville and Savannah. So we went down to Nashville for 2 nights, which was super fun. We had some of the best food I've ever had there, but it was also so crazy, like down on Broadway, like where the honky tonk bars are. And I was hoping it would be a little bit more chill since we were going earlier in the spring, but I feel like it's just such a like bachelorette party crazy destination. And you know, you want a little bit of that like energy when you're there, but it was so crazy still, but it was fun. We had a good time. We went to the Johnny Cash Museum. Like I said, we had some great food. It was a good time. And then we drove over to Savannah, where we stayed for 4 nights. And like I said, it's one of my favorite places in the country. It's just so, so beautiful. The trees there are just amazing. Like, it just has such a good vibe. Like, and it's so beautiful. The most beautiful historic, like, Victorian homes you've ever seen. And it's just, the weather was perfect. It was like high 70s, low 80s. We had a wonderful beach day, which was it was just the perfect beach day. It was like 80 degrees, sunny, cool breeze. It was just lovely. And we had some great food there as well. And you know, like I said, I got to go to that really cute little yarn store. So that was a great time. It was a very relaxing, restorative trip. And then we came back. Work's been good, life is good, still doing some garden stuff. You can see my little seedlings here. We're getting ready to put the garden beds in either today or next weekend, and that's exciting. It's definitely spring. Spring has arrived. The trees have leaves, everything's green, it's lovely. And then, like I said, we went to visit friends in Pittsburgh on Friday. We drove out Friday, had one of the best Italian dinners I've ever had at this restaurant called Alta Via. It was excellent. Oh, it was so good. I feel like we don't eat Italian out that often here in Columbus, but this place was amazing. And yeah, and then we just drove back yesterday after I went to the yarn store and bought all of the yarn. And yeah, it's just been really nice. I'm ready for a little bit of a break from traveling and driving, but it has been a very fun couple of weeks, and I got lots of car knitting time, which I love, and I got this cute finished tee, lots of socks out of it. So yeah, it's been a good couple of weeks, and that's gonna do it for me today. So yeah, if you're interested in the giveaway, please comment below, tell me something you're working on. Make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel as well, and I will be announcing the winner for this on the next video. Other than that, I will be back with another podcast in a week or two. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.